and welcome to In the Sheds for round 17 of the Group 9. 2 weeks away from finals, some big matches this week. Cootamundra up against the Roos. They're sure to meet in the first week of the finals, and a top of the table blockbuster between Albury and South City. We are joined by a Thunder player, and that is Mark Walsham. Mark, welcome to In the Sheds, mate. Of course, a big week coming up for Albury this week, but it all started last week as well against Gundagai and a great win.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the boys, couple of changes, but the boys, they managed to get the win. So that was good.
Of course, yourself out and Willie Header out, and it must have been good to be able to fill those gaps, and a very confident feeling, I guess, heading into finals, being able to know that you've got a calibre of players there to do so.
Yeah, I suppose over the last few years, the reserve grade's been really strong, and it was good for a few young blokes to get the chance at coming up and playing a bit of first grade. And from what I've been told, they really performed really well. So. Of
course, it is a big game this week. How's the side looking as far as injuries and everything coming into the one against South City?
Everyone's pretty good, I think. Yeah, no, everyone's pulled up all right after the weekend. So I think it was, it's always good playing against South City. Everyone enjoys the challenge. So boys are getting right up for it. So. Of
course, it is the hotel coronation match around the South City Albury game. Always much anticipated. Is it a different preparation when you go into these games against South City and the top sides?
I don't think so. I think we just, might pinpoint a couple of little things that we want to target with different sides. But I suppose at the end of the day, in country footy, it's just if you complete and you do the simple things right, you go a long way towards winning your game. So.
How important is it, I guess, for a mental edge, heading, because you're going to probably face them at some stage into the finals, whether it's going to be a grand final or at some time?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's you don't want to lose any game, I suppose, but these are, like I said, these are the ones that we're going to probably meet them again somewhere a bit further down the track. So, any sort of edge would be good for us. So.
Josh Cahill hanging up the boots possibly at the end of the year.
I don't know what he's doing. I reckon he's got another year in him or two. You wouldn't know with him, but from what I've been told, he probably just coach next year if he wants to stay around. But I don't think he'll be playing.
Obviously, if he's not going to be playing, it'd be a great way to send him out as well with another win.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think he's been great. I've been here ever since he sort of come here, and he's just the position the club's in now is really good.
Now, other games this weekend, Tumut, they're at Twickenham against Young. Tumut has struggled over the past month.
Mate, I was going up there really expecting them to give us a good run, and I don't know. I think a few of the boys are playing with little niggling injuries, and they're forced to be come back to try and make their finals, and I think they're just struggling a little bit at the moment. But from what I've been told about Young, they're on fire. They've got their young blokes coming through, and I think they might have just left their run a couple of weeks too late, but from what I've been told, they're going really well.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to fall short of the finals now. Yeah. Gundagai against you guys last week, you obviously didn't play, but they are a very good side. They come up against Tumbarumba this week, who have strung 2 wins in a row together, and they've got a bit of confidence.
Yeah, well, I think that's what Tumba needed in the end. But in saying that, I think Gundagai, from what the boys have told me about the weekend, they were, they really stuck it to them for the first 20, and the boys had to really pull it together and put the whole game together, and lucky enough we did. But I think Gundagai will bounce back. They're a quality side, and they're gonna give it a real good push. And I think we'll probably playing them again at some point.
Now, another game that's going to be of interest this weekend. They'll meet in the finals. Cootamundra and the Kangaroos. Roos are hit form at the right time of the season. Cootamundra have slowed up a bit, but they'll be desperate at Fisher Park.
That's going to be that'll be a huge game for both sides, I suppose. They speak about the mental edge. I think both these sides are going to be in the finals, and they really want to get one over each other. But that's a real hard one to pick. I think Coota, they've had a couple of losses now, I think, or they have a bye. But yeah, I think they're really hard to beat. So I think it might just get up over the Roos. I think.
Brothers, they're trying to stay clear of that wooden spoon. At the moment, they're in that spot. They play Junee this week. They have to win this week, and then the following week against Temora to avoid the wooden spoon. Do you think they can do it?
I think so, yeah. I don't know, like on paper, I suppose, at the start of the year, Brothers would have been one of my picks to be right up there in the end, but I don't know what's happened over there. But I think, they got a lot of young blokes coming through the grades as well, so I think in the next couple of years, they'll be really coming along. So, but I think, in saying that, like Junees, they lost 6 of their players or whatever during the year, and I think that just broke them. They just don't have the depth out there to compete, and I think Brothers will be too strong.
Hoping both of those sides perform a little bit better coming up in 2014. But
Yeah.
before we let you go today, you've got to face our set of 6. So 6 easy questions, and we won't bring up anything about Pink concerts. We'll keep it nice and clean for you. First one, your toughest opponent.
Team or player?
Probably the toughest opponent you've come up against as far as a
I've
player.
got a little bloke plays for Brothers, Brock Dunn. He gives it to me every time. He's always into me every time we play against each other. I love it, but he's always tough to come up against.
Biggest fear that you've got?
Probably spiders, I suppose.
Spiders?
Yeah, not a big fan of them.
The most memorable moment you've got on the football field?
I won the grand final last year. It's huge.
Funniest player you think's around the club? Who thinks they're the funniest player?
Jeez. I suppose Ben Jeffrey thinks he's pretty funny. He's always making me laugh on the field, but I'll give him that. Some of the stuff he does makes me laugh.
Best player you've ever played with?
Yeah, probably Benny. I think he's just in the class of his own. For someone, he should still be in Sydney or doing bigger things. But yeah, he'd be the best by far.
And the last one, if you could go anywhere in the world and you could take anyone or meet anyone, who would it be?
Jeez, I'd love to go to the Maldives. I love beaches and that, so I reckon that'd be pretty good. And I'd have to twist my arm and take the missus, I think.
You had to say that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, it should be right.
Well, Mark Walsham, thanks very much for joining us, mate. Good luck this week against South City and also heading into the finals with the Thunder.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
That has been In the Sheds for another week. Make sure you tune in to the Group 9 website for the latest in round 18 next week.